it's Sammy from Sammy's Sweet Life, and this is a No Buy 2019 update. It is really close to the end of the first month of the No Buy. I had a few key things to talk about from this month, so I decided to do a dedicated no spend video. I also decided to do a budget update video. I really like doing those monthly budget update videos because they really hold me accountable, and a couple of you guys had mentioned that you do enjoy those videos, so I'm going to just continue with the monthly updates for that. I was thinking I would combine the no buy and the budget numbers in the same video, but for the sake of this video, I had a lot of things to talk about for the no buy since it was the first month, and I feel like I learned a whole lot about myself and about consumerism in general, and I wanted to share those kind of light bulb moments with you guys in a separate video from the budget video. So expect to see a dedicated numbers budget video coming up probably next week once the end of the month actually hits. I don't know that I ever really filmed those early. Make sure those numbers are finalized for the month. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to be just talking about the no spend. So we are almost a month into it. I feel pretty strong and pretty confident with this. I had some major struggles that first week. I just had so many fleeting impulses. I wrote as many of them down as I could remember, like having my iPad handy. Sometimes I would think of things just kind of out and about and didn't write them down, but there were just so many times I had these like withdrawal moments of I really want to shop, I need something. I talked about it in a whole separate video when it was kind of happening, and I've chilled so much since then. I think that it was just the beginning withdrawal symptoms of the consumer cycle, and I feel so much calmer. That's not to say I don't want things. I definitely want things, and I'm super fixated on one thing in particular, which I'm going to talk about in this video. But what I realized through having those impulses really lasted like a full week of me really wanting to just buy stuff, just having that itch to buy something, and I realized all of those impulses are fleeting. I would really think about something and really want to buy it in the moment, and then I would forget about it. And looking back at my little wish list that I had, I don't remember most of the things, and I wouldn't have gotten a whole lot of value out of them. It would have been those in the moment purchases where I would purchase it, feel the high of purchasing it. If it was something that had to be delivered, I'd feel the high when it got delivered, and then it would just be forgotten, and it would just be more stuff, and it would just be less money in the bank account. And I realized I'm better than that, you know? I don't have to do that kind of thing. It really put the power back on me to where, you know, I can control those crazy impulses. This consumerist lifestyle is shoved down our throat. So it's not to say that it's all just me being super weak and wanting everything. It's really shoved down our throat. Basically, like from the moment we're alive, we're told to buy, and that's what all the ads are saying. There's something like we're exposed to 3,000 ads a day, which is crazy. Like, I'm trying to be really mindful of the advertisements I'm exposed to, and I just don't know how it's possible to be exposed to 3,000 ads a day on average. I think that's just how pervasive it is that I don't even realize that it's happening. And so it's just been kind of a wake-up call this month, just thinking about the impulses more, thinking about wants versus needs more, and it's been a really fun month as far as just kind of being in my mind and thinking about all of this stuff and trying to work it out. Since that one like week of struggling, I feel pretty good about this. There are definitely going to be things that are going to hurt to not be able to purchase here and there. I do have one of those in particular that I will end up purchasing this next month now that I have a little bit of an allowance. That's part of the thing. I didn't want to feel super deprived. I want to be able to still like be able to plan out a couple of purchases here and there and get some things here and there and not just go 100% never buying anything ever again. I'm definitely going to be replacing things as needed like we talked about. We do have a really big entertainment budget, so we still get to go on dates and go out to eat and enjoy those type of things. We're not just going to be living as hermits and never buying anything and never consuming anything. I have built in some really good things to this no spend year, so it's not going to be this really horrible thing to go through. I want it to be a year of growth, but I don't want it to be a year of deprivation. And this month, I do feel like I was deprived in one aspect. This is just such a first world problem, but I want a new foundation. I've been using this one that doesn't really match. You can tell I'm really orange. It just has a really big orange tint to it, and I'm not loving it. This is a full coverage foundation, and I just don't love it. I really liked my Your Skin But Better, and I'm down to the last little bit. I've been squeezing out the last little bit of this, and I will cut this one open and scrape out the rest of it. Right now, I'm just cherishing the last little drops of this one because all month long, I've told myself, you know, I've got to use what I've got, And this is something I've got to use it up. And I decided in February, I'm gonna buy another one because life is just too dang short to be orange. And so I'm gonna buy it. It's gonna fit in with my budget. I do have a $100 Ulta gift card that I can use for things as well. And so I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna use my allowance, buy the new bottle of the CC cream, and I did go back and forth between whether I was gonna try the matte finish one or whether I was just gonna get the same one I got. I've been doing a really good job with my skincare and hydrating my skin, so I'm not super duper oily like I used to be, and so I don't need the matte. I think the matte one shows like every little imperfection on my face where I felt like the Your Skin But Better just kind of gave me a glowiness. The problem with this one was my oil was so overpowering that by the end of the day, I just looked really, really shiny. I found the last few weeks of using this, since I changed my skincare routine up a bit, I wasn't having that really oily, shiny look by the end of the day, which has been great. So I think I'm just gonna get the regular one, not the matte one. I've heard mixed reviews on the matte version. I'm just gonna stick with what I know and what I like, and I cannot wait. On February 1st, I am going to be at Ulta buying the one that I want because I am just so sick of looking orange and not really loving this one. And like I said, life's too short. So what I plan on doing as like a little bit of a compromise, I'm technically still within my budget, but I actually have a version of foundation, so I am breaking the no buy in that regard, but I'm sticking to the budget. What I'm going to do as the compromise, since I am breaking, is I'm gonna mix the two together. So I'll use a little squirt of the other one, a little squirt of this one, mix them together, and try to use this one up still. On the one hand, I don't wanna just throw it away, and on the other hand, I don't wanna completely 100% break my rules to where I am, you know, getting rid of something that's perfectly fine, even though it's not the right color, and I don't like the way it looks, and I don't like the way it feels. So you can consider this breaking the no buy or not. I sort of consider it like bending the rules, since I'm technically gonna still use it up. Technically, it still totally fits in with my allowance. I didn't buy it in January where we had a complete dedicated no spend. I didn't get any allowance for January. I'm gonna get my allowance in February. And really all along, I've had this $100 Ulta gift card, so I could have just bought it anytime, you know, because I had the extra little excess fund, but I stayed strong through January and I'm just gonna replace it in February because I'm really tired of being orange. I'm just totally over it at this point and I cannot wait till the first rolls around and I can just get the one I want. I'm trying not to make this about deprivation, and it's such a first world problem thing, like I just don't like the foundation that I have. But yeah, I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna get it and be really happy that I finally have the one that I really like. Going along the same route, in December, I ended up buying the pineapple palette, and I told you guys about this. I did an unboxing and I gave away the kitten eyeliner that went with this because I wasn't going to use it. And I'll tell you, I really like it. I love the packaging. I love the colors. I've been using it. I've got the purples on right now. I used the lighter purple and then this like medium toned purple right there. And I really like it. And it has some sort of like vanilla smell to it. It's a really appealing smell. But I could have lived without it. I already had an eyeshadow palette. I already had a blush palette, and it's something that I could have lived without. You guys know I'm not really super into makeup, but I saw this one when I was first looking at getting makeup, and it just tickled my fancy, and I wanted it, and it's something I thought about for a long time. And it's one of those cases where the expectation and the idolizing and the thinking about it is better than the real thing. And that's not to say the real thing's not good. It is good, but I had a perfectly acceptable blush and foundation. I don't feel like it's life-changing in any way, shape, or form. It's just another makeup thing. I feel like that's what most purchases are. They're just another thing. And if you already have one, you don't need another one. And so I really felt that lesson with this because I could have totally lived without this. I'm glad that I do have it. I'm glad I bought it before the no spend. It was way cheaper than originally. I know there's a line of thinking like if you're not going to pay full price for something, you don't really want it. And I kind of believe that as well. I would not have paid the full like 60 bucks for this. I did end up paying 34, which is half the price when I was gonna, you know, have to pay taxes and shipping and stuff. It would have worked out to about half the price anyway. But the idea of something is definitely better than the reality most of the time. I feel like even with the foundation, it's not going to be life-changing, but in this way, like, I don't love the way that my makeup looks. I'll feel way more confident and comfortable in the one that I really like because it is like right front and center on my face. Hello, I'm orange. I really want to do something about that. I think that one really will add immense value to be able to, enjoy the way that my face looks and not feel like self-conscious about feeling orange, which is now I'm starting to get into that. The more I edit some of these videos, the more I see the orange. It also really depends on the lighting. I'll walk into some rooms with a mirror and I look so orange, it's crazy. I can tell on the viewfinder, like, this looks pale white. This looks bright orange, and it really just depends on the white balance and the lighting what I'm gonna get. But yeah, I totally need to replace that just to feel a little bit better about that. But I could have done without this, and that's gonna be the case, I think, with a lot of things that we buy. Is you can totally live without it. It's not gonna change your life, and most of my wish list things, I would have totally had the same feeling. Like, maybe it would have been nice, maybe it wouldn't. Maybe it would have just become junk. That's how a lot of things are over time. They just don't add a whole lot of value. They're just these fleeting impulses, these fleeting purchases. And using my pineapple palette as the example, I'm gonna really try to be really mindful of things. For instance, I've thought about the foundation for a month now. I've still really wanted to change it. And the longer it's gone on, the more I am dead set on getting the one I really want. So that's basically the lesson. I am happy that I'm doing this. I'm really excited to move into the next month. I'm going to buy my foundation and then be set for the month. That's the one thing, like this whole month, I was like, gosh, I really just don't want to be orange anymore. I go back and forth between like, yes, I'm gonna be at Ulta when they open on February 1st, get my foundation and never look back. And also like, oh, I'm gonna give it a couple more weeks to just try to use up as much of this as I can. I'm probably not even close to using this up. I haven't even been using it that long, so there's probably plenty of this left. I probably could get away with another at least month or two of this. So anyway, I think that is it for this video. I just really wanted to share those little lessons with you guys. If you are on the no spend this year, I would love to know how it's going for you. Let me know down below. If you are documenting your no spend on YouTube, let me know that as well down below, and I will come check you out because I definitely want lots of inspiration and support. I am going back and watching all of Hannah's videos like in real time. So the January videos I'm watching in January, the February videos I'll watch in February, and kind of following her along. So I'll link her down below again because I really like her messages and what she talks about in those videos. And I think that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.